We're in England somewhere with Peter Regwell and with PDR Contracting.
Yep.
And we're gonna kind of see what Peter does here, how things are done other places. I underestimate how hard it is to drive on the opposite side of the road and navigate at the same time. Thanks for having us, Peter.
You're welcome.
Don't give him a hard time about the way he talks. He thinks it's normal.
We're all normal, it's all you.
It's all us. You guys are the originals, the OGs. Anyhow, you call it a kit. This is your kit.
Yeah, your kit.
This is probably the backbone of your operation.
Yeah, so I guess the main machine for what we get up to.
And you were telling us earlier that you have the same exact problem we do, and that is there's nobody to work.
Yeah, there's real shortage of skilled labor here.
That's a common theme in the US as well. How can I get the most done with the least amount of people?
Like, I guess I explain it like a lot of the other post drivers, they're post drivers. Whereas a SoloTrack I'd describe more as like a fencing machine. It does the whole job. So I guess start front to back. It's got a 4-way blade on it. So up, down, then tilt, which helps with the netter.
Oh yeah.
You got the netter, the back frame, and then the blade. The tension ram on it as well. So one of the arguments from guys about using track machines for pulling up netting is, you know, they run out. They don't have the traction or the weight to pull it. So you can kind of strain this up as much as you can with the tracks, and then before you lose it, then you can drop it down, get it stable, and then push it out with the hydraulic gear, and that makes a huge difference. You've basically got the netter, which unhooks pretty easy, and then the back frame, you got the set of pallet forks that drop in into a little couple of slots and pin on, so then you can move packs of posts around. Really? And then if you want to drop it turn it into like a cradle, it's got a couple of holes in the front, and you click them on, and comes like a U-shaped cradle. And then, like you say, you got 4-way tilt, so you can tilt when you're doing the netting if you're on a bit of a slope. And then you got the blade, which has been real handy actually. I never had a blade in the old ones, and it's surprising how much you use that. Grade enough, you got like a double gateway, and it's going to be foot out the ground over here, and you can mess about and grade it off if you got lumps of stuff that farmers left and not cleared, because I'll clear all that, and then he has.
He won't.
Yeah, it's been real handy.
This is obviously reversible too. It looks like it swings right around.
Yeah,
this.
so that swings around the other way, so you can run out and strain from both sides.
And then this is a spike?
That's a rock spike for running. Most common size for like post and rail here is 5x3 or 6x3.
And I can see you've got your bush pig up here. You've got a stretcher here. I mean, everything's got a spot.
Tool storage was a big thing. Like with all the other ones we'd had before, you kind of struggle with storage. And we got the box made up for the top, so it's got spare rope and some belts and, you know, kind of your emergency bits. And then under there you got like a decent storage for your crimps and crimpers and stuff when you're on the line you have to wander back to the truck all the time for.
And then back here's kind of the workhorse now. Is this part of the air compressor setup?
So yeah, that's your air tank and your compressor. Yeah, that's your air compressor just there. I've got 2,500 hours on it, and it's, you know, been no trouble.
Worked really well, huh? Now you're saying this one has remote as well.
And I said to Simon, like, if I'm gonna buy one off you, it's got to be remote. I've got to have it on remote. I've just got too used to it.
So I see you have a little ball down here. Is that?
Oh, you saw the one on the front too. It's got a tow bar front and back, so you drag your trailer around the fields and it's a bit too wet with the truck.
Does this thing swing out?
It's got a couple of positions underneath. You can take the bolt out, and if you prefer it for nearer you or whatever.
Yep. How many kilos is this?
340. That one. I had a 400 on the old machine, and I was adamant, I'm not going down a size. You know, I want the same or more. But he said, well, actually, for balance and for hitting power, it's worked out pretty good. I tend to find, how far up you can see how it runs.
I'm curious. You have my curiosity piqued.
Can we start it up? Can we see it
run? Can we see it run?
No, I was just looking for the energy.
So yes, the telemaster's on that. It's quite a big ram back here, so it's got quite a lot of power. It's quite a large ram.
How tall a post can you get on?
I have 4 meter, just under 14 foot,
14 foot, yeah. So you can get on top of a 14-foot tall post. Very similar to other drivers.
So that's your max height.
So can you run your auger with your drive plate on?
Yeah, oh yeah, you can. So with it out of the way, you can just rest that on there, but you don't have to do that. Sometimes I forget if you're busy augering.
That's really cool.
So you can put all the weight of the machine like on the auger tip. But if you're drilling rock, like you want to put or harder ground, you want to put a lot of weight on, you can put quite a lot of weight on with it. And if you want to put more weight on, you can slew it round to the back, and as you push down, if you got your blade down, you can get a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah. So how much slew does this have?
So it's got 200-degree slews. The way it's set up for driving is you got a little bit of forward slew. Like if you just need to get into that little corner, or you got something you just need to push it over a bit.
Oh yeah.
Back to there.
And you say you've got about 24 inches telescoping?
Yeah, it's about, I'm sure it's 600 mil, which is about 24 inch.
Seems very well balanced.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, that's your
your
air hose
Yeah,
on
air
auto
hose.
reel. Again, that's been a nice. That'd be bloody handy. I got sick of hauling a compressor in and out the truck all the time. Is why I really wanted a compressor on the machine.
So what's today's project?
We've got a little run at the far side we can do with you guys. With that little bit and doing the netting, you should see kind of what this thing does.
That'd be good. Let's go to work. Let's get dirty.
I lost a glove. I lost them both.
So one of the things I'm amazed by is I look down this fence. It looks really, really good and straight. The only problem I have with this is this post, because it's a driven post, is extremely loose. Like I could probably pull this thing out by hand.
Just do it now.
You want me to pull this
out? Get it
out?
over with, yeah.
Okay, here I go. Okay, no, it's not going anywhere. How deep is this in the ground?
3 foot.
3 foot. So this is 3 feet in the ground in this clay, and they don't move. They are freaking solid. And so this is just for all you people out there that think a driven post is not as good as a tamp post.
You know who you are.
If you were to tamp this post in this muddy, mucky ground, how well would that work?
Yeah, not well.
I could probably
pull
move
it
that
out.
around and pop it right out, right?
Yep.
So just to stir the pot a little bit, I'm going to tell you that driven posts are better. So there's a reason that we drive stuff.
I said it!
But on to another subject. We're getting ready to do a brace. Now, what style of brace are we going to do?
Yeah, like you guys are saying, you call it a round space, we call it an angle strut.
All right, well, let's do this.
All right.
What he's getting ready to do here is, I don't even know, is that Australian? I have such a horrible British accent. I give up, I'm not going to talk British. But what he's getting ready to do here is he's going to use this post knocker, because that's what they call them here. They call them knockers. That's a nice bit of kit. He's going to use this nice bit of kit, post knocker, to right in the ground, just like that. Look at that, and he did all that by himself. Can we take just a quick minute to appreciate how good this looks, considering this gentleman didn't use a level at all? There was no level. Like, look at all those insulators. That is a thing of beauty. So what he was talking about is he wants his strut from 1/3 to half height. He prefers it to be forcing down into the soil more than going more laterally. So he tends to put his strut just a touch higher than maybe some other people do. So he's going half height on this, which is going to be about 2 feet up, which will give him a more aggressive angle. Now other people like a nice low strut, and that's going to be, again, whatever your soil conditions may be and what's ever suitable in your area. So he's going to drive his foot, and he's using a railroad tie for that because he finds that that just holds up better in the soil. So. Also notice that because he's oftentimes working alone, he has a clamp here to support his work so that he can keep working with limited amounts of hands. So that's how he's able to do what he does, only having one person. You'll also notice he's gonna, because he wants to replicate the angle of that post, he wants that post or that strut to be flat up against that railroad tie once he gets it all driven down to the ground. You see that gap? He's trying to get that nice and even. I think this man's about to save himself some work. That's what I think is getting ready to happen right here. I think he's trying to be lazy. We'll see. Let's see how this pans out. I freaking love lazy people. I love lazy people. Laziness is it's the mother of all invention. It's freaking brilliant.
That's awesome, isn't it?
That's so freaking brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
You're welcome. That didn't even cost you a thing.
That's courtesy of Joe Morgan. He come up with the idea, yeah, and to be fair.
Hey, all my best ideas were stolen too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
You're the first one I've ever seen do that.
Yeah, there's not many. You're a man after my own heart, and I can't stand digging holes. It does my head in. And then I think I'm kind of backward to most guys in the UK. They normally make their struts, they'll shape them, they'll mortise them, and then they'll drive that thing after. I find if I tried that, you only have to have that post wander away from you a little bit, and then you're not getting enough pressure on the post. So I started doing it like this. And you can also again get the angle of your mortise bang on, or you know, as near as you can, without kind of guessing or changing that. So like I say, some people think I'm a bit backwards doing this, but it works for me. No, it work for everyone.
Trust me, if they hate what you're doing, they'll tell you about it.
Oh yeah, I bet, yeah. A lot of guys will roll their eyes at planing, think it's unnecessary, and it is unnecessary. You don't have to do it. You still get it will still hold a strainer without planing it. There's two things I like with planing. It's easy for me to mark and keep neat, but also I think it stops the water coming in to the timber so much. You kind of have that rough, and it seems to sit with a lot of water in the sort of that rough texture. Whereas you smooth it off, and I noticed it when we were painting up the mortises after you plane them. It doesn't take a lot, and it sort of all dribbles off. But you leave it rough, and you have to put loads on to get it to all go in there, and you know it holds a lot of moisture. So I think it can only help for the longevity of the joint. Yeah, that's the strain right fencing. Yeah, I think that's the standard one. Yeah, it's been good. I got it because a lot of other fences seem to use them and like them. So yeah, nice good tough chisel. So we've got a couple of intermediates to knock in, and then we can tie a wire on and roll this out and stretch it up. So do you guys want to have a go at knocking these few inches in? Does he always do this? Seems to disappear when you guys are doing all the work.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I noticed that.
As soon as the work starts, poof, he's
Poof,
gone.
gone, yeah, just see that. Just only
Oh, yeah.
4 or 5
Look at
posts.
the time.
Yeah, it's coffee time, huh?
So you want me to use a level, or you
Yeah.
just want me to use my eye?
Well, with these rustic ones, I tend to find like a level can lie to you a little bit, you know. The mast has a bubble on the
Oh, okay.
centre bubbles, and you've got obviously drop weight, side shift in, out's the first one, back shift forward and back is the second one, and then your 2 tilts. I'm sure that'll make your head spin for a minute until you get the hang of it, but you got enough to deal with probably.
No, I got this.
It's like watching someone drive one of your children. It's, yeah, I just try not to look.
Don't worry, I got this.
I'll hold this down a bit. Yeah, go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Yep.
That's what you see.
And you could run it till that meets that edge. It's good. And then a hook
Oh,
up.
you're stepping on it though.
And a hook on there. Oh. Well, say the American did that one, it'd be fine.
Yeah, you've showed me a couple tricks already. Like I'd never even thought to cross the chain like that.
Yeah, and just grips it to. And then on the big uns, like if you're pulling out a lot of fence, you've got these forestry hooks, and then you can just, and then you can be, if you're running down a line, normally I do it with the digger if it's here, but if you've got like a 200-meter stretch, it's not worth bringing the machinery, you can just fling, yank it out, and it just, once you take it off, it'll just flip off and then backtrack to the next one, yank that one out. So if you're doing a lot, you know, it's worth chucking it on, but if you're just tweaking up a little bit, I just use that. That's kind of your all everyday chain. And something else that bush pig guide does that you like.
This is all free. You're not gonna have to pay a thing for all this. All these ideas are free. Steal away.
Particularly on strainers, if you're fighting I could have done it on that one over there, I guess. I should have done it for you. And then as you're driving them, like it will slide on the rollers, it works really well. So if it's really hard, or if you're belting the crap out of it and you want it to free flow.
Very smart.
Yeah, they work really well. We'll go down that far side and tie it off and run that out till it stops, and then we'll come back up here and we'll tie here and kind of run down to it and kind of meet in the middle. This is a really long, boring part.
This is the worst part.
This is the worst
stripping all
part,
the knots.
stripping all the nuts.
And then of course he's using the wonderful Nipex.
The only way to go.
The official cutter of professional
Ag fences
fencers,
everywhere.
yes.
There you go.
The OG.
The OG.
The OG. Sorry, come this side.
If you're wondering what he's using there, that is a strain right post rammer. Link in the description below.
The only post rammer.
The only.
OG.
It's the OG for sure. Do you get the people here in England or the UK that basically think what you're doing and how you're going about it's rubbish too?
Yep, they think it's a complete waste of time. Meeting some of the real good fencers around the country and improving how you do it, you can get lost in it too. Like, you know, you can go so far, you're trying to do competition spec fence daily.
Yeah, and not get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of guys go through that process where they start to get better, they do it as well as they can, realise that you can't make any money doing it quite this well. So they kind of get back to a standard that's professional, but you can still turn a good product out for a price, and you know, it's finding that balance, I guess. All right. And we did, like I say, we did about, it was 5,000 metres of, and it was, I think it was like 1,200 crimps or something on that job. And I was like, oh, if we get the job and I can get it, I'm ordering one of these things. So we did. It just turned it from a chore into like just another task. And time's money, isn't it?
I've never got to play with one of those. You mind if I
Yeah,
try
of
it?
course. Yeah, it was me being greedy. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way to crimp.
That is the way to crimp. Absolutely fill your boots. We've got another one to do when we join up the middle, so you can do that too. Just try not to crimp your fingers together, that's all I'll say.
Yeah,
It's another quality product brought to you by Strain Right.
There you go.
Boys from New Zealand know how to do it.
how long does the battery last?
I've not run it out yet. It gets, I'll run it for like a week and then it might drop 1 bar and then I'll just chuck it on charge. I've not run it down flat out.
He was going to be doing this on his own today anyhow.
There you go. Yeah, give it a flick and check it how it is on the corner.
Hey, we hope that you have enjoyed learning a little bit about how to fence here in England and how Peter does things here at PDR Contracting Ltd. And a little bit about the SoloTrack fencing machine, which I think is very unique. That's why it's been Peter's machine of choice here for the last couple of years. And we learned a ton of tricks about how you're trying to save some steps and save time. And I really appreciate that about your operation because time's money and labor sucks.
Yep, absolutely.
So it was really great hanging out with you.
No worries.
Appreciate you having us over. Yeah, let's go to a pub and maybe
Pub sounds good.
pub. Until next time, I'm Mark with SWI.
I'm Dan. I'm Alan.
And I'm Peter, and you have a good dang day.